How many words do you utter in a day? You never counted? Oh, you should. Just make an estimate tomorrow, from morning to night, how many words you utter. Day after tomorrow, cut it by 50%.
If you bring the right intention into every single sound that you utter, these sounds will reverberate in a certain way within you. The languages were consciously created so that simple utterance of the language will purify the system. Sanskrit language was created like this. So most of us probably are speaking in English language most of the time. Of all the… not necessarily of all the languages, compared to the Indian languages, the vernacular languages, or compared to Spanish or Latin or even Chinese or whatever, English language has the minimum range of sounds, very minimum. This is why right from your birth, if you're speaking only English language, you find it so difficult to utter some other mantra or some other language, because you're using a very minimum range of expression. The range of sounds that you utter happens, the less vak-shuddhi you have. But if the sounds were scientifically structured, as in the mantras and in Sanskrit language, then even without much awareness, if you utter, still you would benefit, simply because of the nature of the arrangement of sounds. But now we are speaking languages which are no more made like that, so it is best to handle it with intention. To become conscious of the sounds, the science of sounds and the impact that this has on us and how to come to this, it is a phenomenal thing, it's not going to happen in a lifetime to understand. This is Nada Yoga. It takes a whole lot of things. So for that, to do Nada Yoga, you have a chant, if you keep it going whenever. I never consciously think about this, but if I sit, stand, Shambho Shiva simply happens to me, not because I intend to utter it. My breath just takes that form. It is not happening just because I sit in a program or I am doing something important or not important. You can just bring it into your life like that. I'm seeing the youth in United States trying to form a whole sentence with just one word. I see a whole lot of people in India also have picked these things up. And when they utter these words, people keep on saying, shit, shit. I keep reminding them, please don't do it here, please don't do it here. This is one way of bringing the right kind of reverberation in the system. Why this is important is, if you simply become silent within yourself, there is no better way, it is the ultimate way. If you can just simply become still within yourself, that is the best way. If that's not happening, the next best and the next best is like this. You can say Shiva, it is the closest things to stillness. Otherwise, just one word doesn't do for you. You can have a little more elaborate, you need a sing-song, you can do Brahmananda Swarupa, something, or whatever mantra you picked among those 5, 6 that are there. Whatever you resonate with, you just do that. Above all, to bring the right intention into every sound that you utter. If you bring the right intention into every single sound that you utter, these sounds will reverberate in a certain way within you. This foundation of the right kind of reverberation is necessary if you want to use this human system as a higher possibility. Otherwise, it will only drag behind you all the time. If you want this to be a bigger possibility, this must have a foundation of the right kind of reverberation, and vak-shuddhi, or cleansing the sounds that you utter, is an important part of that. But if you can become utterly still, nothing like it.
I want you to observe your day-to-day life, a simple thing. Just let's say, how many words do you utter in a day? Just make an estimate tomorrow, from morning to night, how many words you utter. Day after tomorrow, cut it by 50% and say the same things. You're not cutting off communication with people. You're still communicating, but with 50% of the words. Your language skills will improve for sure. You will see, you will develop so much of personal power within yourself. See, there is scientific evidence to show at least 20% of your energy right now, as you sit here in a restful state, is being consumed by your brain. That your brain is not unnecessarily fluctuating and, hopping mad all the time. If it learns to be still and do only what's needed, an enormous sense of personal power will develop. You can't do this with your mind right now. If you try to stop it, it'll hop even more crazy. At least do it with your body. Your words and your physical movements, reduce it by 50%. If you want to look at this, look at this. If you want to look at that, don't do this. With your body and your utterances, if you do this, slowly it will also start manifesting in your mind. It will not do unnecessary things. When you don't know unnecessary things, the energy that you have slowly transforms itself into potential power. So in developing this, the asanas that you practice, the Surya Namaskar that you do, if you're doing, or whatever other kriyas and other things that you do, is essentially to develop this power. This should not be dissipated in unnecessary action. Right now you cannot curtail the number of thoughts you're having in your mind. That also can be, if you just bring in a reverberation within you, a simple mantra. If this is going away crazy, simply chant for some time, create a certain reverberation. You will see it will generate enormous amount of personal power. Without this power within you, you will not break through dimensions of life. It is not a living experience in their life. If it has to become a living experience, if something as powerful as the Creator has to come into your experience, there must be some sense of power within you. This must be always understood. Power is not about domination. Power is about becoming effective. Power is about becoming empowered. Only when you carry the potency of this power within you, you walk through this life. It doesn't matter where you're placed in the society. It doesn't matter financially where you are, materially where you walk like a king.
To receive free tips on food, health, diet, lifestyle and Sadhguru's upcoming programs, you can join us on WhatsApp, Signal and Telegram, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook by clicking on the link below.